How y'all feeling? Let's get a round of applause. I feel good, man. Hey, listen, I'm on a god doggone stage, man. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I be feeling good when I come up here because I get to use this platform to empower people, to share a message, but most importantly, the thing that I've been on heavy is healing financial trauma. Financial trauma for me was so important because I realized that it was nothing that no one else had that I didn't have but information. Right? It wasn't that they were smarter than me. It wasn't that they had an extra set of arms. It wasn't that they had an extra leg. They had more information and they had more exposure to money than me. And that was the difference. And so what I realized was on my journey and everybody around me, we had the same thread. And the same thread was we actually feared money, but it was disguised in a way that we thought we wanted money. Right? So let me explain it a little more. If you ask somebody, how many people here want to be millionaires? Well, if you're not a millionaire already, it's ET room, so I know already. My bad. Let me see. How many people want to be 8 figures then? Let's go a little further, right? All right, cool. What's the plan? That's the part that got a lot of people caught up. Right? It was, I want the money, I want the freedom, I want the opportunity, but man, what's the plan? And that's where the financial trauma came in, is because once we got to a certain level, we peaked out. And then after you peak out, you got into this bag of what's comfortable. And so I had an idea. I said, so I like stories, I like to build ideas from everything I see. So I saw something that said, when I looked at the story of Moses, and I said, okay, like, Moses split the Red Sea. And everybody who followed Moses wanted freedom. Cool. Got it. But then I realized, okay, then the sea did what? And so most people, we look at the sea closing as killing Pharaoh. I said, yo, it's so the Israelites don't go back. Yeah. Because the journey we on to go forward, when it get hard and it get resist, you know what we say? I'm going to go on back. And here's the crazy part. I know what's back there. I wanted to leave it. While I was there, everything in me wanted me to leave it. Man, what I wouldn't do to get from over here. Man, I sacrifice it all to get from. Man, God, get me from over here. Okay, God, now you got me from over here. Guess what? God, you ain't tell me you wasn't going to give me no manna over here. But guess what? You can't cross it. Y'all with me? So when it comes to being able to get to where we want to go financially, what happens is we got to put ourselves in an uncomfortable position that say, I ain't going back. So I read something in Ezekiel 28:4 that says, by your wisdom and understanding, you have now acquired riches. Okay, Trap, tell me what that means. Well, to let me know that it didn't matter if somebody worked harder than me. Because it helped me understand that wealth is a thinking man or woman's game. How do you get wisdom? I got to go through something. Some things can't be taught. I just sat down with CJ and I say, CJ, there isn't a book that teaches me how to operate as a multimillionaire. There's not one book I can find. I had to make some mistakes through 3 different CPAs to learn. By the time I got to the 4th CPA, yo, here's what we got to do. Yo, here's my blueprint. This is where I know I messed up at. I went to the CPA now with instructions. How many of us got instructions? Y'all ain't listening to me. You ain't listening to me. There's so much data in the loss. There's so much data in the mistake. You won't get it right. I won't do it wrong. That's what separates us. I don't fear doing it wrong because I know inside of the loss is going to give birth to excellence. The DNA inside of the loss is what gives birth to excellence. Here's what I want us to understand. So this just happened. This guy here, Larry Ellison, he is the CEO of Oracle, right? So here's what I want us to understand too. Remember what I told you, wealth is the thinking man and woman's game, right? So what I've learned about the super wealthy, the ultra wealthy, is that they don't really necessarily work hard for their money. They put their money in places so the money can work twice as hard for them. Larry Ellison, his net worth right now is $130 billion. He gained $47 billion in 3 months. 3 months. He didn't do nothing but let the stock go up. So for us, for a lot of people who come from working class, middle class, when we say the stock market, what we do? Nah, partner. When that thing gonna crash, Trap? That ain't my game. But here's what I realized. When you go look at the top 10 richest people in the world, guess what 70% of their money at? They not smarter than us. They just got access to information. The problem is we got too many scars from working class and middle class. I don't know about y'all, but you know when the black mama hits you with the dip, 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 you, hey, my nigga, it's a snicker. Get your, it's a little financial trauma. You with me? This guy here, I don't want to pronounce his name because I don't want to mess it up. But he is the CEO of a company that I have now made my biggest position. And I want y'all to just go on this story with me because I want you to understand, for me, this is why the stock market became something I truly believed in. This company, in 3 months, he tripled his net worth. In 3 months, he went from 10 billion to 38 billion because the stock went from 100 to 300, 400. So you're going to say, well, Trap, I don't got the money he got. Well, that's cool. Just imagine where you are now. In 3 months, you tripled where you are now from not doing nothing. Because what the world has taught me is I don't have to be the smartest person. I don't have to build the $1 billion company, but I can invest in one. Because what happened was I, Wallstreet Trapper, had to peel back the layers of my financial trauma. I had to ask myself, Trap, why am I looking at money a certain way? Why is the chemical emotion when I think about losing money, why does it make me freeze up? So we got to go back to the experiences that we've had with money. We got to go back to what happened when you asked mama for something, she said, what did that do to you psychologically? And the one thing our body wants us to do is if something gives us a fearful mode, if something put us in the mode where we feel like a loss is about to take place, the body and the mind initially says, no, not that way. Y'all with me? So what happens is on the journey, we've heard so many bad things about the stock market. Crash, crash, crash. People lost all their money. Crash, crash. People lost some more money. Crash. My 401k. Crash. My pension. Crash, 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 crash. So when we hear stock, what we think? And what they haven't taught us was it was in the crash that the people tripled their net worth. I say, oh, I got him. I figured it out. When America crashes, it's time for us to get rich. And so now what happens is each and every one of us has a different financial goal. So I want you to write this down for me. What is my financial blueprint? That's it. That's it. What is the blueprint? What is it? What takes us from where we are to where we need to be? Now, here's what I want you to know. There can be no reconstruction without demolition. So when you write down a financial blueprint, I need you to say, what do I have to get rid of? What is it that is holding me back? I'm going to say this word again. Financial trauma.